In celebration of 100 years of UIL Texas high school football, the UIL and Dave Campbell's Texas Football have teamed up to honor the best, the brightest, and the most unforgettable icons and legends in the sport's illustrious history. With the help of some of the state's foremost experts and historians, the UIL and DCTF will honor 100 of the greatest players to ever suit up in Texas, 100 of the finest teams to ever grace the gridiron, and 100 of the most fabled rivalries that give the game its one-of-a-kind flair. Each week throughout the 2020 season, Dave Campbell's Texas Football will announce 10 honorees on each list, an indelible honor to be known as one of the greatest in Texas high school football. Fans will then have the opportunity to weigh in, voting for the player, team, and rivalry they think is the best of the best to be named as a UIL 100 fans' choice. It all leads up to a celebration as big as Texas, celebrating the UIL's 100 players, teams, and rivalries, and the fans' choice top 10 in each category at the UIL's Texas High School Football State Championship games at AT&T Stadium in Arlington this December. We will start with the players. The players named to the top 10 or to the UIL 100 years, 100 players list this week. San Antonio Lee wide receiver Richard Osborne. Orange offensive lineman Ernie Ladd. They called him the Big Cat. Allen quarterback Kyler Murray. Fort Bend Willow Ridge running back Thurman Thomas. Sealy running back Eric Dickerson. Port Arthur Jefferson quarterback Todd Dodge. Houston Worthing wide receiver Cliff Branch. John Tyler defensive back Aaron Ross. Robstown offensive lineman Marvin Upshaw. And Duncanville defensive back Ray Crockett. Vote for the Fans' Choice Top 10 at texasfootball.com/UIL100. On to the teams we go. The teams presented by our friends at HEB. This week's teams. 1989 Fort Hancock, one of the great six-man teams of all time, part of that six-man dynasty in the late 80s, early 90s. 1959 Corpus Christi Ray. 2001 Ennis, the Graham Harrell, Sam Harrell year. 2015 Katy. 1956 Stanford, led by Mr. Touchdown, Joseph Anzalone, or Anzalone, rather. 1989 Odessa Permian, Mojo Magic. 1932 Fort Worth Masonic Home, the Mighty Mites. 1979 Temple. 1985 Jayton, second of back-to-back years for the Jayton Jaybirds. And 1996 Austin Westlake, the Drew Brees year with Ron Schrader. You can vote for the Fans' Choice Top 10 presented by our friends at HEB at texasfootball.com/UIL. And the newest members of the UIL Texas High School Football 100 Years, 100 Rivalries list. Pampa versus Borger. Laredo Martin versus Laredo Nixon, the Hammer Bowl. The Battle of Highway 77, Giddings versus LaGrange. Goldthwaite versus San Saba. Mid-County Madness, Port Neches Groves versus Nederland. Arlington versus Arlington Lamar, the Peach Bowl. Abilene versus Abilene Cooper, the Crosstown Showdown. Had to include that. Henderson versus Kilgore. El Campo versus Wharton, Wharton County rivalry. And finally, Brownsville Hanna versus San Benito, one of the oldest rivalries in the Rio Grande Valley. So those are the members of the UIL 100 Years, 100 Rivalries. You can vote for the Fans' Choice Top 10 at texasfootball.com/UIL100. And here's the thing that kind of stinks about it, right? Mm-hmm. Is that because we lay out these 10 every week, that means that either, for example, Kyler Murray, Eric Dickerson, or Thurman Thomas, or like Todd Dodge or any of these guys will not be on the top 10. Mm-hmm. That's incredible. That's the tough part of this. That's why we didn't want to do it. Right. That's why we left it to you. It's your fault.
And we will, this is just 10 for this week. Like, there is still the rest of the 80 now left.
Still
so
80 more.
Don't yell at us.
Don't worry.
If there's not your favorite in there.
If your favorite team, favorite player, favorite rivalry has not appeared yet, don't worry. We've got 8 more weeks of this. There's 80 more to go on each list. texasfootball.com/UIL100 for more information.